What is going on, you guys? Wow, what a day it has been. The official unlock of Super Skrull into my account. And finally, guys, I want to put this to bed because we've made countless videos on Big Apocalypse and Baby Apocalypse, but now with the completion of Dark Dimension 6 today, I do feel like now I can fully speak on it. I got the receipts, being one of the few people that actually ran through all of Dark Dimension 6 with Baby Apocalypse. I want to share this insight with you guys so that way it does help you in your decision making as well as resource management moving forward, especially if this is something that you're interested in pursuing in your account respectively. So having said that, guys, I cannot wait to build up my Super Skrull. Just look at the screenshot. It looks absolutely amazing. I was ranked at the top 1500, and again, I'm free to play. I had to be super strategic with the resources, but as well now I can finally speak on how my progress was, especially utilizing a less than fully upgraded Apocalypse with a less than ideal team in legendary section. So I mean, having said that, this is a segue perfectly to really the last node of the legendary section that allows us for Apocalypse or legendary horseman characters. And this is pretty much the only one I did have issues with, right? You can see there's just so many different enemies that we had to go up against. I think there was Horseman, Dr. Dooms, we were up against Ebony Maw, which directly counters my Phoenix, but we still got the job done. This was my last attack before we went in for the kill, so it took a total of 12 attacks, and this was really the only node that we had issues with. But I am planning to make a reflections video on the legendary section to deep dive that a little bit more. But overall, guys, it was all right. It got the job done. And at the end of the day, this is a team that was still able to push through because we still have Phoenix and Apocalypse. Although they weren't fully upgraded, or so Phoenix is out of the meta. We also had Nova here as that 6th character, just a slot in here and there, and we also even brought in Shuri, who's completely fallen out of the meta. But my game plan was really to rank in the top 1500, and that's why I wanted to power through it, not be waiting for a Green Goblin release. In my second time run, I likely will bring in Green Goblin just because he's pretty cheap as well. But overall, guys, this was all right. It wasn't the worst thing, and this team can definitely get the job done. Now, having said that, guys, before I dive into my overall thesis on this, I just want to point out, I'm going to link everything in my video below, but, I don't want to, I have to like regurgitate what it's already been said, which is we've talked about the overall account impact, right? That's the gear, that's the gold, all the teal investment that you need to utilize and consider when you're making this big decision between Baby Apocalypse and Big Apocalypse. There's also a video that I made actually on the different attacks from different content creators, and just to showcase for myself anyways, right? I was the test subject just because I'm the only one with the Baby Apocalypse experience. We can see differentially, how many more attacks it does take me overall. I think that we estimated the span of a week to 10 days. That's kind of what you're going to be expecting if assuming you're playing the nodes right, which speaks on the fact that teamwork matters just as much as whether or not you have a fully upgraded Apocalypse. He makes it easier for sure, but you got to know how to play the nodes. You got to know which one's a target. Otherwise, even with a Big Apocalypse, you can still be having a very hard time if you don't know how to synergize and use the right characters and teams. And then lastly, we also pointed this out, and I want to recap this as well, is that end of the day, guys, Dark Dimension 6 is only one game mode, right? At the end of the day, you have to take a look at your account and review what is important to you. For myself, I really try to strive and push higher raid and arena teams. So, they're, in my opinion, two of the most important game modes, just because they bring in certain resources or they help your alliance in a significant manner. But at the end of the day, you should be doing what's best for your account or what you care about, because that's what the game is all about, right? It's about having fun and what you care about. And at the end of the day, for me, there was a different experience for myself going through the Dark Dimension 6 route, because I really wanted to. This would have been the first time that I've ranked even in the top 5,000 completing it. When I started the game, I came into Dark Dimension 2 and Dark Dimension 3, so they were already well into the game. I didn't get that chance. Dark Dimension 4, Dark Dimension 5, I was still figuring it out in terms of resource management, but this is the first time where it felt like everyone was kind of on the same starting point, just because this teal gear was brand new. I've never seen a new gear actually added into the game. This was brand spanking new, so we were all kind of on a level playing field. Hence why I was able to allow my budgeting and my resource management go to work, just because I wanted to plan strategically. What also helped a significant deal of this planning was that the Dark Dimension 6 planner really outlined what we needed and what we lacked, and allowed us to kind of play around with the teams and synergies. And yeah, at the end of the day, that's basically how I was able to get the job done efficiently, and even free to play as well. So it's a big milestone for myself, but also showcasing for the free to play community that we can be competitive. If you have time in the game and you're invested and passionate about it, 100%, you set a goal, you can stick with it, you can definitely execute it. Now, which leads me to my main point and takeaway of this video, guys, my reality. So having completed now Dark Dimension 6, I actually did go through and I reviewed all my resources, all my materials. And I wanted to ask the question, at this point, at this moment in time, could I level all my Horseman characters to gear tier 17 and to level 90 so that way I can unlock Big Apocalypse? And the answer to that is no. I reviewed my gear. There was a couple of uniques I was short on. I'm short on gold as well, and that's obviously a pain point. I'm 10 million short right now. I have about 25 to 30 sitting in my account, and it does cost about 40 million in total to bring them all up. And that's what I mean, guys. I think having this unique experience now, I can speak to the fact that even at this moment in time, adding all this time and completing Dark Dimension 6, unlocking Super Skrull himself, hands down the best character in the game, I still cannot unlock and upgrade my Big Apocalypse. And that's not even including the fact that you may not have all the T2 ISO Blue 4 and the T2 ISO Blue 5. Something else I noticed too when I was reviewing my gear was that I was lacking Bio Gear, because I'm going to need that for my Gamma team to bring them up as well. And I'm also being mindful of the fact that if I had to choose my Gamma squad or Super Skrull, well, hands down, I'm going with Super Skrull, the best character in the game. At the end of the day, guys, I think we've got some pretty concrete evidence now that if I chose to actually upgrade Big Apocalypse, I actually would not be at this point right now. And if we're gonna be, making a decision here between Super Skrull or Big Apocalypse, I'm gonna have to put that with Super Skrull, because he is hands down way better character than Big Apocalypse. I mean, he just brings so much to the team, and the amount of synergy, he's going to be staying put for quite some time. And even right now, ironically enough, so let's just say, we scrap that out of the way, you can argue that technically, if you build up those Horseman teams, you have a stronger count. I would agree with that. However, at the end of the day, what is your goal? Do you want to unlock the best character in the game? Or do you want to go about it in a more efficient way where you're using resources as they come for these set characters that make your account better? For myself, my personal goals, I want the rank in the top, the top percentile for Dark Dimension completion. I also wanted the best character in the game. And it's just funny that even at this point, I still cannot upgrade my Big Apocalypse. So I want to put this to bed, is that it is actually faster. Hands down, it is faster to unlock Super Skrull himself before Big Apocalypse, and even right now I'm sitting in top 30 in Arena without Big Apocalypse. So that's kind of one of the reasons that helped me decide this and make this choice, because I was always doing pretty well in Arena. I wasn't top 10 by any means, but I also didn't fully invest in every single character for my Arena. They're doing just fine. They're holding on and consistently getting power cores. But now with the addition of Super Skrull, he's gonna put me over the edge here now, because I'm up against all these enemies that do not have him, and having that unique aspect. Whereas a lot of my enemies do have Big Apocalypse. So just some context there, but my takeaway here, guys, is really know your priorities, what you want in the game. Do you want a stronger account overall, or do you want the best character in the game? For myself, I chose the latter because, early on, I recognized the budgeting. I recognized the resource planning. I did not have enough resources, so why the heck not start on Dark Dimension 6 and make continual progress each day? Now we finally got the receipts to talk about it. So yeah, my takeaway advice here for folks newer to the game and those planning to unlock Big Apocalypse, really take a look at your account and review your resources, because it might actually be quicker, especially in my case here, to unlock Super Skrull himself before Big Apocalypse. And that is the ultimate truth here, guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below if you agree or disagree. But this is what's showing in my account right now. And at the end of the day, I am going to be planning to bring him up, obviously. But I mean, I cannot dispute the fact that you know, there are other teams I should be building up as well. We have to be mindful of other game modes like raids, especially the Pegasus team. But, you know, definitely big Apocalypse is in the back of my mind. It's more so now Super Skrull himself first, and then we'll work that way down. But that's how you manage all your characters and team priorities in the game, right? So always a good time, always exciting. Can't wait to show you guys some footage. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.